Hey guys, welcome back to the CNJ show, and I got my favorite Jenny Juice here, and my sister Nikki. We hope that you guys are having a good day today. Let's get into this topic. Okay, Miss Monique, I want to start off by saying this. I enjoyed um, her little Netflix special. I really did. Now, some people disagree with things that they didn't like. What I'm going to say is this: I believe that Monique, what she did with trying to prepare this special, trying to get people to see after all of the things that did happen for her to get to this point here, she put it in there in her special and just basically trying to get people to see. Listen, I'd had a dysfunctional family, okay? I was in a special education. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if that was true at all. But she said that. But still being there, trying to make the best out of it, you know. And I was always upbeat, a happy child. I always have been for what's right. I never cared for no bullies. I would stand up for people, blah, blah, blah. This is me. This is who I am. And then, get into this whole nother department with, which I'm trying to figure out. I don't know how this came about, but it was still a good story where, like, I was trying to see, she said with her grandma and her auntie, how their relationship was away, and she, didn't want to disappoint her grandma. And, she's, black and girls and stuff. She always had that type of feeling or something. I don't know if that was true or not. I really don't. It didn't. I don't know. It don't matter. But it was a lot of serious moments where it was like, okay, this is turning down this lane, and now this is turning down this lane. It was intense and getting more and more serious. So it could have threw people off because it's not what they came for. Everyone came to basically hear you clap back at some of the things that happened. Like, okay, the Oprah Winfrey thing, they probably wanted to hear some jokes about that. They wanted to hear about Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels. Even though Lee Daniels, y'all patched that up, you still wanted to hear about it. You wanted to, people wanted to hear about, your husband not working and stuff like that. They want to hear about this stuff, and they want to hear about the whatever jokes that is going to be, the sex jokes and whatever, but you turned it into something else, and I don't think people was ready for that. That is something that you really do have to, like, warn people, because they was ready to throw those tomatoes, and they threw the tomatoes. I wouldn't dare throw the tomatoes. And what this is looking like is this here. This is what this look like. Looking on the reel, her and Lana Love, they had their little moment. She came on the show. They had a moment. She was crying. She was crying. They both was crying. You see Tia and everybody, people in the audience. Oh, I wonder what happened. And then just like, it was just back to back. It was so much. It was just like, okay, really, y'all. And they just kept on doing all this stuff. And before you knew it, I know people was trying to figure out what happened. And then Monique was like, yeah, I know you girls is wondering why we was doing that, right? And you guys probably was wondering why we hugged each other. But that's real sister. That's a sister bond right there. And, just with everything. And we still were strong, And I feel like a lot of times people don't want that tension. The atmosphere seems so like, what are you doing? Now, if Monique, because she do have a podcast, and Monique has, she's not going to not say anything, which I think that will be a lot of her downfall, which is a lot of everybody's downfall. We care and we waste our time speaking about things that we don't have to speak about, wasting our time on people that won't care. See, for me personally, it don't take me too long to get the hint. I'm not, if you guys, if my audience, because she's starting to talk about the blacks, if they only care about a certain part, You have to know how to, okay, you know what? I'm going to use this funny moment for this. But I will go and do this transition to a more serious politics type of a thing. And I can do a whole nother avenue with that, but I cannot like tie them down into whatever it's going to be because people don't want that from me. And I feel like, you know what? If you was funny once, then you can be funny again. And if you did it then you'll probably do it again. And that's on you. I was listening to that today, even though y'all don't probably care about that, but I was. Now listen, if Monique, her and her husband have to go and talk about this special and how she feel like people is and what they were doing, this is how this would go. This would be Sidney. He would come on like this. Hey, guys, it's me and Monique. We're on the podcast. And, you know, it seems as if a lot of people had something to say. Hold on. I'm going to try not to get emotional because real men do cry. Then here go Monique. Wait. Daddy. It's okay. It's okay, Daddy. Just go ahead, get it out. Okay. You know what a lot of people don't realize about Monique. Baby, should I say it? Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Sidney, say it. What a lot of people don't realize about Monique is that she, before this special came about, she sat in a sauna 5 days. 5 days. Not to lose weight, but to help her meditate and get her mind right. Because we knew we had something to prove. And although we're this skin color here, you see this? You see my skin against her skin? And your skin is like my skin. We see all of us have skin, right? Even though that was what that was, I already knew. We knew that it was going to still be a problem when it comes to our skin. You see this skin right here versus my skin? And then here's Monique. Daddy, do you mind? Can I just say something? Can I? You tell okay. Okay, listen. This is what I want people to realize this right here. Being a black woman, the way that I'm black, and a woman that's been blackballed, a woman that have took a lot, because I've taken a lot, a woman that was in special ed, because I know that was a prize, but yeah, in special ed, a woman, okay, that's been broken by the system. And what you guys didn't know and what you guys didn't see, because Netflix is still doing stuff. But we're not going to talk about that, Daddy, because we don't want to bring those receipts up, because that's not what we're here for. That's not what we're talking about. But see, the part that you guys didn't see, okay? Let's go to the parts that y'all didn't see. Because the parts that you didn't see was when I told them, I don't start my specials off cussing like that. I bet none. Daddy, did you got the video? And you know what they said? If it's a special, you better cuss. And I said no. And they said, okay, so you don't want to be on here or something? And I said, okay. But see, this skin color, this skin color wouldn't understand the special. Although we had a lot. Because what people don't know is this. After the stage, after their performance, everybody in that audience, I shook every single person's hand. And I gave autographs. And I did that. You know? So when you say that you guys want to throw tomatoes at me and it was too much, but it's only this color. But guess what? I went to Beverly Hills today, and I got nothing but love for those white women and men. Right, Daddy? But see, this equality equals economically prostitutions of America. This is for the little girls and me. You guys will never understand it. Right, Daddy? But see, this is what I have to go through when I got to deal with my kind. Daddy, we're just going to close it out. Because I've been railroaded. I've been blackballed. Okay? I've been there. So we're going to leave it just like that. And then for some of you who thinks that I said about the fantasies with the LGBTQ community, for you guys that felt like I was doing it to gain followers, no. You see, it's only this skin tone right here said that. Only this one. You guys wasn't in that class with me to know that girl when back in the day when I was in special ed. Of course they're not going to have all that stuff because my mom couldn't read. So, of course you're not going to see all of that. Who's there to tell it? That school is not even built anymore. So just stop. This is black girl from Baltimore that made it. I was the fourth one of my kind that made it in Baltimore. Not family, the community. But you know what? We're out. That's it, sweetie. That's it, sweetie little babies. So you can keep those tomatoes. You keep them and you throw them at yourself. And you eat those tomatoes and you cut it up. You make you some spaghetti because I'm not with it. That's what she was going to say. And that's what she got to stop doing. Don't be so serious about stuff. You don't have to come back and try to rehearse this thing. The people that love you is going to love you. And the people that don't, they won't. And that's it. And I feel like people see through things when they feel like it's real from when it's not. I can't say me personally. I loved her special. But I'm also going to say this. I've seen a lot of comedians. When it's time for them to do specials, their specials sometimes is not as funny as they are when they're on movies or playing little different roles, because for that hour, you have to keep coming up with stuff. And after a while, shoot, it's almost it's like sex or something. Hey, listen, we've been doing it like this for a whole hour, about God dang it. At some point, it's like, I'm giving out of style. Like, could we take a break and do this tomorrow or something so I can still be a little bit refreshed? I can't keep on sitting up here. I mean, we did missionary backwards. I'm all on the ceiling, on the side, against the wall, in the bathroom, up top, on the roof, in the backyard, all in the streets, driving in the car, outside of the car. We done did everything except but at the church. I'm tired at this point. I don't know. I don't know no other positions if we got to do this for 2 hours. No, I'm sorry. I can't. I'm tired. Everything, I'm tired. I don't know what else to tell you. And on that note, guys, listen here. Okay, let's not throw those tomatoes. She's not Dave Chappelle, and she's not Chris Rock, and she's not Will Smith, okay? And she's not Zoe Turner, she's not you guys, okay? Let's don't throw those,
Head constantly thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait,
but guys, listen, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you feel about it. And we're out.